you ready? All right. This song is called Slow Crawl. Only questions, only time. Will you be mine? Wet your lips behind your prayer. Will you be there? Turn your eyes to me. Shine the barrel of your new gun. Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to run? Oh, take a reflex hammer to a brick wall. Brace yourself for a big fall. There's a ground war coming, ground war coming. This isn't for the faint of heart. Pace yourself for a false start. There's a ground war coming. It's a slow crawl, steady lift that takes so long. Could we be wrong? Hold your name in every breath. Shadow your step. Double back for me. Come collect me when the day breaks. Let me learn to love you. Tell me what it takes. Oh, take a reflex hammer to a brick wall. Brace yourself for a big fall. There's a ground war coming, a ground war coming. This isn't for the faint of heart. Pace yourself for a false start. There's a ground war coming. It's a slow crawl. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, take a reflex hammer to a brick wall. Brace yourself for a big fall. There's a ground war coming, a ground war coming. This isn't for the faint of heart. Pace yourself for a false start. There's a ground war coming, a ground war coming. We make it all up. Oh, we make it all up. A ground war coming. We made it all up. We made it all up. It's a slow crawl.
Hi, I'm Monica Mansfield, and you're watching Mostly Rock and Roll. We have the fabulous Garrison Starr with us today. Garrison, thank you so much for stopping by. You're on tour in the Boston area right now. How has this tour been going for you?
It's been going great. Thank you for inviting me. I got to see some Massachusetts back roads. That was exciting. The tour's going great. I'm out with AG and Maya Sharp, and we're having a lot of fun.
And AG is Adrian Gonzalez.
AG is Adrian, the artist formerly known as Adrian Gonzalez,
Right.
Now known as AG. But yeah, we're having a great time.
Excellent.
It's been fun.
Excellent. So, Garrison, your latest project for you is about your 11th CD, your 7th full-length CD.
That's
is
correct.
Amateur, which is
Yes.
it's a fabulous CD. It's so
Thank
great.
you.
You know, the fifth or sixth listen, it really comes and hits you like a train. It's really fabulous, and I loved it from the first get-go that I heard any of it. What a wonderful project this must have been for you to put together, and the artwork is incredible. I'd love to hear how exciting this has been for you and what's been different for you about this CD project than some of your prior ones.
Oh, thanks, man. That's a great question. I appreciate it. I'm more proud of this record than anything I've ever done, and it is my 7th full-length record. And you know, I'm a completely indie artist now, which is, I mean, it's funny because in looking at my career on paper, it's a complete and total failure. It's like, you know, I started out at a major label for my first record, and then, you know, and then the record sales have decreased for every record. I've had 3 different record deals. It just feels like I've tried so many different ways to succeed in this business. And on paper, I have failed miserably. But so for me, this record is really like starting over. I feel like I've become re-energized about music in general again, especially about my craft, and you know, I feel like I'm more comfortable in my skin than I've ever been, and that I just feel excited. There's been an interesting grieving process for me, because I wish that I'd just come right out of the box, knowing what I wanted, you know, having these specific goals, feeling confident. And I know this probably sounds ridiculous, because, you know, who starts out that way? I mean, I'm sure some people do. I mean, this record is like a new beginning, and you know, I'm completely empowered by it. But it's taken me a couple of years to sort of get to a place where I can accept my place in the world, and to be excited to have this record, and to be sort of feeling like, okay, fine, I'm a brand new artist again in so many ways. This song is called To Garrison on her 29th birthday. Baby tore her dress, and the boys were watching. Management suggests something catastrophic, in a bed in a room at the end of the hall. All our disputes could have been settled and solved, settled and solved. Well, the seeds were sown, and the cry victorious, the disease unknown. Hey, but the view was glorious, and the crowd drew swords, yelling hallelujah. So we ran through our fear as they broke down the door. Hallelujah. You can't decide what a heart decides. You can't love what you don't love inside. You can't change what can't be changed, but you're still gonna try. Yes, you will try. Through the dust and smoke, the smoke as the storm subsided, all the barriers broke. Hey, we could not keep quiet. We were an army of friends who had suffered and had won, so we thought we were safe. Yeah, we thought we were done, but we are not done. You can't decide what a heart decides. You can't love what you don't love inside. You can't change what can't be changed, but you're still gonna try. Oh, you will try. Try, yeah. You will try, yeah. I've read 1,000 books, I've memorized their pages, I've taken some hard looks, yes, and I've changed some faces. But there's only so much that one person can do, and I'm only one person. I can't decide what a heart decides. I can't love what I don't love inside. I can't change what can't be changed, but I'm still gonna try. You can't decide what a heart decides. You can't love what you don't love inside, and you can't change what can't be changed, but you're still gonna try. Oh, you're still gonna try. Yeah, you're still gonna try.
Tell us what you did for this with raising funds and your fan involvement with this CD.
Again, this was like a process for me to decide to do the fan funded thing, because it's like, you know, this is another example of how you know, there's a song on the record about it, Other People's Eyes. It's like there is a lack of compassion that I have for myself because I am just, you know, like I want everything to be perfect the first time, you know, so that's my issue. But yeah, so it took me a while to come around to the place to do the fan-funded thing. It felt like, just to be totally honest, the fan-funded thing sort of felt like taking a step backwards. Because I was like, well, I've always been on labels, and like I don't want people to think I need them for anything. Like, what is that going to mean? You know, how's that going to look at first? And then, you know, as I went through the process with it, and more of my friends, actually, when Peter Bradley Adams did it, I was like, okay, Peter did it. He's a smart dude, you know.
Ellis
like,
Paul,
yeah,
tons,
Ellis did it.
tons.
Rachel Yamagata did it. I mean, Juliana Hatfield. She was another artist that did it. That I was like, okay, Juliana Hatfield did it. So anyway, I just needed to feel like it was the right thing to do.
Seen in a good light.
Yeah, and that it was the right thing. And like, so when some people that I trusted started doing it, and I could see them having success with it, then I was like, okay, you know what, Garrison, get over yourself. It's an opportunity to reinvent, to try some new things, and I think that's scary. I think that's hard.
Sure.
But anyway, I decided to go with Pledge Music because I met Amy Wallace and Benji Rogers. Benji Rogers owns the company. When I met Benji, he's just such a magnetic guy. He's such a sweet and enthusiastic and excited dude. Like, he loves music. He's an artist himself. He was in the music business for a long time, and you know, he started this company, and he started it because he wanted to help artists and create new revenues and new, you know, opportunities for artists. And and I liked the idea of being a part of a team. You know, I'm disorganized, and I didn't trust myself to be able to go through, and I also didn't trust myself to be able to go through the process, you know, emotionally. Like, if it didn't seem like it was working or whatever, you know, I wanted to be able to go to someone and say, what do I do, you know? And I generally just like to be a part of a team anyway. I don't like doing things by myself most of the time. So I chose to go with Pledge Music, and it was the greatest decision I could have made. You know, it helped my social media presence. I didn't really have a social media presence until I got involved with Pledge. I learned a lot.
It's great.
I learned a lot, and again, like, it was so encouraging to see how many fans I do have out there, and people who really wanted to make it happen. They were like, oh, we're so glad you're doing this. What can we do to help? I mean, that's humbling, you know. That's really humbling and really vulnerable, you know.
Yeah.
It was super cool. Filter the light through the keyhole. Synapse fire, feel the blood flow. A tiny room, a false refuge. What can save you from yourself? And when nobody was looking, what was your motivation? Yeah, when nobody was looking, what was your motivation? Sweating off all your makeup, twisting your arm until you give up. You're waiting for a miracle. Watch the pictures slowly fade out.
of the specifics on this CD that I get kind of weak at the knees about is there are 2 songs on here in particular, although they all have so many special things about them. But
so sweet.
When Nobody Was Looking, I mean, that just really, it makes me feel like that's a real perfect song. It's the sentiment behind it and the musicality for it, and you played it thankfully for us today, and I just had all that endorphin run, and it's really great. So, and then Keep Your Head Down, I would love to know what went into writing Keep Your Head Down when you wrote that, because that's kind of become a theme when work's tough or some other thing, and I just need to focus on like not getting caught up in outside stuff. That song has been going through my head for months and months and months, you know, so I just love it. I'd love to know the muse behind that
for
song.
sure. Well, you know, I found that for a lot of my songs, a lot of times there's not only one muse. There'll be an idea that starts, and then there'll be another idea that sort of culminates with the first idea, and then they sort of like pieces coming together in a puzzle. And that's kind of the way Keep Your Head Down started. You know, at first it started because I was thinking about just my place in the world as an artist and in the music business. So, you know, in talking about, you know, those are 2 separate things for me. It's like I have no problem being an artist. That's not a problem. Like I live and breathe that 24 hours a day, every day. You know, that's who I am. But the music business, the relationship with the music business is a constant struggle. It's just, you know, it's like a toxic relationship. You know what I mean? And for me, you know, working out the issues that I have around my feelings toward the industry and how I'm perceived within the industry, that's where I get messed up. That's where I get off the rails, you know. And I think about, for Keep Your Head Down, like I have to keep horse blinders on, or else I will get distracted. I go down to a black hole so fast. I mean, it's toxic for me. So I have to keep the blinders on. And, you know, the original idea for Keep Your Head Down was like, okay, Garrison, you know what? Like I gotta just work on what's in front of me. I gotta keep my head down and wait for it all to come around, because that's how it works. I feel like I continue to grow and get better as I get older, and my process just seems to be different than I thought it was going to be when I was younger, and had that huge record deal and had people whispering in my ear about the things we were going to do with all our money, you know. But anyway, back to the Keep Your Head Down. So that was the first idea, and then the majority of the song is also about a good friend of mine. He was one of my best friends for a long time, and we started to grow apart, and he was like my brother. It was really painful, and it happened when I was living in Nashville. And this song is largely about our relationship and sort of how that was factoring into my feelings about the business at the time, and you know how I was feeling when I lived in Nashville, and it was a depressing time for me, and so that song was kind of about those 2 things, you know, that relationship ending, and you know, they're largely a part of myself that was dying, you know, in moving through that process and getting to more of the place I'm in now, which is like leaving some of that old baggage behind, you know.
But that's the beauty of what you do as a songwriter, and you find a situation that's influential to you that you write about and have a solution, but it can apply to so many people. That's a great job. You're doing a great job in recording human situations, and having almost a guidebook, because it's helping me in my office, which has nothing to do with your music world. So it's really, you know, and I'm just one little example. So it's like that you as a songwriter, that's what you do. It's wonderful.
Shoes to the pavement, who will you be running from tonight? There is nothing real here to hurt you. Yeah, your wires crossed a switch, just flipped, so look your lover in the eye. Yeah, 'cause you know how you feel, and you've lost all you could lose. So you hold your ground, you gotta wait for it to come around, keep your head down, keep your head down. Words said in secret, the whispers fall from tongue to ear. Oh, it's succulent and sweet till it turns to poison. Oh yeah, and everybody You gotta wait for it to come around, come around. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Hold your ground, hold your ground. You gotta wait for it. Come around, come around. Keep your head down. Keep your head down, yeah. Oh, you've always been the same. I think I'm the one who's changed. I thought too much of you. Weren't we brothers, weren't we tied? Was it only in my mind? To thine own self be true. Oh, well, you know you always do. Oh, yeah. Hold your ground, hold your ground. You gotta wait for it. Come around, come around. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hold your ground, hold your ground. You gotta wait for it. Come around, come around. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Yeah, yeah. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Keep your head down.
What would be your best advice to any up-and-coming guitar players or singer-songwriters that you would say from that has been really influential things to you, that were keys to you? What would you want to pass on to people?
Listen. So the best thing you can do is listen. You know, I feel like I became a better guitar player because I listened to the drummer. You know, I listened to people who had better time than I did, you know, and I feel like I've become a better songwriter because I've listened in a co-write to something that someone else is saying or an idea that somebody else has, you know, that I immediately wanted to shoot down because it wasn't my idea. But, you know, once I let myself, you know, stay open and listen to them, you know, that has benefited me more than anything.
It's a great answer. I would have never thought that would have been the answer. So that's really cool. So what makes you sleep well at night?
That's a good question. I mean, are we talking like metaphysically or
Just when all is
like
sitting well in your
literally?
world, where do you feel like you're just at a really good place, or, you know, this was a good day, or something
Okay.
really good happened?
Well, the answer what's coming up for me with that question is when I've been able to keep things clean. You know, when I don't feel like I'm taking anything to bed with me that's nagging at me. You know what I mean? Like when I feel like I've done the best job that I could do as a human being and as an artist for that day, you know, and I can just, you know, when I'm relaxed and, you know, there's nothing hanging over me.
That's nice.
You know, I like to keep my side of the street clean. That helps me sleep.
That's great. Well, Garrison, I can't thank you enough for taking
Oh
your
my
time
gosh.
to come out and spend time in our studio. We all loved having you, and
What
you
a
were
pleasure.
really straightforward, wonderful shoot, and we all had a great time. Your wonderful music too. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you for having me. It's been my pleasure, and you're a great friend.
Thank
and I
you.
appreciate it very much.
I took you to the top of the Empire State Building, showed you the world from a different perspective. It didn't mean as much to you as it did to me. No, it didn't mean as much to you as it did to me. Well, I tripped over you at a bar in New Orleans. were bigger than life. Nothing's been the same since. It didn't mean to you what it meant to me. No, it didn't mean to you what it meant to me. Love can be so cruel and unkind. Whoa. Ooh. So here we are, caught somewhere between. It was Brooklyn, New York, Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, nothing is clear to you like it's clear to me. No, nothing was ever clear to you like it was clear to me. I took you to the top of the Empire State Building. Only questions, only